Oh, what is the Epskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 96 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games. I love them so much. Old games from my past, new games that I'm playing today. It doesn't matter. Video games. And today is a fun episode where we're just going to talk about a whole bunch of games and something I don't usually do. A whole bunch of games that aren't out just yet. That's right, we are talking about the most recent Xbox showcase, which, according to everybody, was an absolute banger. So I did my due diligence. I watched as much of the trailers as I can. I listened to a podcast or 2 or 3 or 7 about it, breaking down some of the cool new games that are coming out. So I today will be going through all of the games, and I'm going to go through them from least excited all the way down to my most excited game that was shown off at the showcase. So I also am aware that there's like tons of other showcases going on. Maybe in another episode we can talk about more of the showcases, but right now the Xbox One was pretty big enough in that of itself, so we'll just stick with Xbox right now, and we'll see about all the other ones. There might be a Nintendo Direct coming soon, there might be, or there was, or is, there might be a PlayStation one incoming, so we'll wait. Today, let's focus on the Xbox, but before we focus on Xbox, let me tell you what I have been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, tell me what you've been up to over the last whatever amount of time. What games are you playing right now? What movies have you seen recently? Or what TV shows are you binge watching right now? Alright, let's dive into what I've been up to over the last week. Let's kick it off with the challenge. We finished off season 37. It was good. Just another, it felt not 100% the same as the prior season 36 that we watched, but like, you know, now I'm not going to say the honeymoon phase is over because we're still very much so addicted to it, but now I'm more aware of, like, not everything is new now. I'm aware of some of the people, like the repeats. Some of the people are back again in 37. It was a good season overall, just a fantastic. The winners were good, you know, it was, I don't want to spoil it, but it was a person that has won a couple of times before, maybe more than a couple of times, and yeah, good for that person. He or she is an enjoyable person, so yeah. Anyway, now my wife and I have moved on to season 38. The theme behind this one is ride or die. So you're coming in with your ride or die. You have your partner, your homie, your wife, your best friend, someone that you are ride or die with. And it's cool. So you got a whole bunch of pairings, some new people, we got old people, old groups, and like some very interesting drama. So like there's a pair that were on the 2 seasons that I've watched already, and now they've become like enemies to frenemies. Now they're ride or die. They're literally partners now, so that one's fun. And then the female on that partnership, her ex-husband, who also is like a veteran of this show, he shows up out of nowhere, and they just went through like a messy divorce and like kind of just shut off contact out of nowhere, and this dude just like shows up, and so like, whoa. So it's already I'm enjoying it very much so already. Sadly, fucking Fessy is back. He's calling himself by his real name now, or whatever the fuck. Faisal, I think, is his name. Fuck that guy. I hate him so much. Literally up to his old shenanigans already. Messy Fessy. He's in the beds of 3 women in the same day. And yo, I'm not jealous about the guy getting women. It's just the way that he's treating the women that upsets me. So, you know, it frustrates me to see these women constantly falling into this dude's trap. Anyway, liking the challenge a lot. Still watching that. Did I watch an episode? I don't know if I've watched an episode of Wrexham this week or not, so I don't think so. So let's move on to the movie that I watched this week. So I'm on a little bit of a Godzilla kick right now. My Godzilla flame, or nuclear blast, if you will, got reignited, recharged watching Godzilla -1 last week, and talked about it with a friend at work, a good friend at work, who's a huge Godzilla fan, and he was like, my dog, you gotta watch Shin Godzilla, and I did exactly that. I follow through on people's recommendations, man, and I watched Shin Godzilla, and god damn, that was a damn fine movie. Damn fine. Now, what I told him was, if I watched Shin Godzilla first instead of -1, this might have been my favorite Godzilla, just because I haven't watched a Godzilla in over a decade, like long time. And I was just like, man, I love this. And Shin Godzilla, damn. This one a little bit more Eastern based, if you will. Like, it's more a Tokyo style Godzilla. It takes place in Tokyo and Japan. Well, so did -1. Regardless, it's just more, I don't even know, international, I guess, if you want to call it that, but didn't take away from it. Oh my god. So where do I even start with this? Before I even talk about the creature, Godzilla, let me talk about the thing that I loved about this movie's humor towards the government and politics. Like, you got this creature attacking Tokyo, and the politicians don't know what to do. They're like, what department is it? We need to pass the blame over to these people. It's their fault. They're like, no, it's your fault. You're to blame. You're responsible for reptilians. And they're like, no, the army's at fault. So that is going on. It just really makes the politicians look really silly and dumb and have no idea what to do. So, love that. That was great. The creature design was very unique. I had never seen a Godzilla design quite like this one. This one's very interesting. I don't want to give away too much. Like, the homie at work, Godzilla fan, he was telling me about, like, lore and some fan theories and shit like that. And I was just like, oh my god, dude. So anyway, this Godzilla, when I first saw it, I didn't even think it was Godzilla. I thought it was, like, maybe his opponent, because it just looked nothing like a Godzilla. And it had these big goofy eyes. I was like, what the heck and heck? And then it, like, evolves, and I was like, oh my god. And then it goes away for a little bit, and it comes back, and now it's, like, looking like Godzilla. And the design on this thing's very cool. More, like, outer worldly looking creature. Like, it almost looks like a meteorite on the outside. Like, its skin's dark and very, very hard, of course. It's, like, impenetrable. And love the classic Godzilla, like, send the army, and they do the big army attack. They're like, all right, the boats, and here comes the tanks, and I was just like, yeah, the power. And of course it does nothing to Godzilla. And man, so back to the creatures. So when it morphs, that was an amazing scene. I asked the homie at work if this was like a horror Godzilla, because I saw some things on Google when I was trying to find somewhere to watch this movie legally, where I did find it on Cineplex.com. That was the only place I can find it legally to watch it. I wanted to watch it legally as best as I can, because I don't know. It was on Cineplex.com. I could only watch it on my computer. Wouldn't let me watch it on my Xbox or anything like that. So take that with a grain of salt. It was $4.99 to rent. A super recommendation, of course. Super fun movie. The CGI or whatever on the monster, at times, there's like a nuclear blast that it does. It looks a little hokey. It did not take away from this movie at all. Anyway, sorry, back to the horror aspect. There is an attack on Tokyo. When this thing comes back, that's where I was like, okay, I could see where people are like, this is a little kind of fucking scary, man, because Godzilla's attacking. It's like at full power now, at least we think, and it is just going to town. And then it just hits like an electrical something, and Tokyo goes dark, and it's just a big towering ominous creature there, and like the darkness, and people are freaking out, and you're seeing shots like within buildings that are going down, like stuff you might not think about, like, buildings going down, there's people in there, and you're like seeing that, and it's just like, what a fucking awesome movie, man. It's just reignited my love for Godzilla. So 8 out of 10. I don't even care. 8.5. It's just, I had so much fun with Shin Godzilla. Don't miss out on that one. So there's a few more Godzillas out there that I have like a little bit of interest in. Like, I think it's King of Monsters. It's got low rating from critics, but a high fan rating. So, that piques my interest, because I gauge more the fan rating than critics because critics just, they see things on a different scale sometimes, and they maybe... Doesn't matter. So there's more Godzillas I have interest in to watch, but right now, I mean, Godzilla -1 and Shin Godzilla 1A, 1B, best Godzilla movies I have ever seen at the highest recommendations, especially if you're a Godzilla fan and you haven't seen these yet. Get the fuck out there and watch these. They're amazing. Okay, so let's talk about some video games that I've been playing this week. I crushed Little Kitty, Big City. Beat that game. It's a very short and sweet little indie game that has cats. I was sold immediately with the cat thing. The reviews for it were good to great, 7.5, 8 out of 10. I was like, I'm down. Let me get in there. It was 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours tops. And I loved it. It was just a blast, really fun, super, it's just like a little platforming kind of puzzle. You're just looking for stuff. You're literally, the whole concept of this game is you're a cat taking a nap, and you fall out of your napping spot, which happens to be like 20 stories of a building, and you fall down to the ground, and you need to work your way back up. And it's just charming, delightful, very cute, super cute. If you love cats, like I do, get out. Just, it doesn't even matter if you don't, it's just, you're going to like it. You're going to at least like it. I liked it, and it's a good way to spend a couple of hours. I got through it in 2 little sittings, 2 little big kitty sittings, you know what I'm saying? Liked it a lot. 7.5 out of 10. It's short and sweet. I can't really do much of a review on it, but I liked it. And I'm playing through Animal Well right now. I literally just rolled credits on that game, but it's like, there's unfinished business here. I'm like, no. This is one of those games where it's like, okay, no, there's more here. Like, so there's some mystery here. I'm planning to do a review. I'm like 70% sure I can get a review for Animal Well. It's, I don't know, like, there should be enough to talk about. It's a very unique, weird little game, and I'm very much so enjoyed it. And we'll see. I'm not done with it quite yet, but we'll see where that one goes. But Animal Well, fuck yeah, so far. Okay, so, and I'm still playing through Pokemon Stadium 2, which I was going to review this week, but with the Xbox thing, I was like, fuck, let's just talk about that. We can save Pokemon for next week, because I'm not 100% done Pokemon Stadium anyway. Like, I'm doing, like, another thing of tournaments, and I need to do the Master Ball Cup, which I imagine is going to be tough. It's the Master Ball. That's the best ball. So, yeah, that's probably going to be tough, so I got to get through that anyway. But, yeah, we will be talking about Pokemon Stadium 2 in about a week's time. But there you go. I think that's everything I've been up to over the last week or so. Let me know what y'all have been up to, and let's talk about that Xbox showcase that just blew everybody away. Alright, Xbox, let's see what you got. Apparently you got the goods, and let's freaking talk about it. So I think there's I think over 20 games here on this list. So I'm going to do them from my most hyped to my least, from my least hype to my most hyped games. So we're just going to start out. Don't get offended. It's a game I do not play and have no intentions to play, but Sea of Thieves, they're doing some DLC, so neat. If you like Sea of Thieves, that's probably some cool stuff. I mean, it's a game that at least they've still been supporting for years now, so that's really cool. There's a few people I think have played it that I've known, but no one's clamoring, dude, you gotta get on this shit. So, yeah, sadly, not a lot of interest in Sea of Thieves, but hey, that's cool, I guess. It's there. Next up, you got the Elder Scrolls Online DLC. Again, just a game that I don't play. I don't intend to play any Elder Scrolls Online. I tend to stay away from those MMO RPGs. I've tried a couple in the past. There was the Star Wars one. It was cool, but I don't know. They don't really tickle my pickle that much, and sadly, Elder Scrolls Online does not tickle my pickle all that much. But if it does tickle your pickle, that is fantastic. Up next, we have Fragpunk. This is a hero 5v5 online shooter, so yeah, just another type of thing. If you like Overwatch, I guess that might be something you're maybe interested in, or just another game that you're like, oh, you're gonna, I mean, people are hating on Overwatch, if I do remember. I don't know. Again, I don't play this kind of stuff, so I personally have no real interest in Fragpunk, but it looked flashy. Like, I think there was something to do with cards, so maybe that's kind of cool. But yeah, again, doesn't really look like something I would ever play. And speaking of that, we got World of Warcraft, a game that I have sworn off like vegetables for a child or something. Like, I have zero interest in World of Warcraft. I've never played it. I'm not interested in it. The homie Jesse plays a ton of World of Warcraft. My sister is probably still addicted to World of Warcraft, but this, I guess, is an expansion more than likely. I thought it was supposed to be coming to console for the first time. If that's still supposed to happen, that's big news, because, like, World of Warcraft on console for the first time, ? Again, I'm not a World of Warcraft guy, so it's cool for y'all, but World of Warcraft, another thing coming out, so that game's been going on forever. And then we have Fallout 76 DLC. There was something about Fallout 76. I don't know if all of us were asking, but I wanted like a co-op, like something, maybe a 2 or 3 friends come along with me, maybe a Borderlands style Fallout game where I can bring in a group of friends and we can just play a Fallout experience together. And when Fallout 76 was announced and shown off, I was like, I don't know about this. And yeah, when it came out, it wasn't very well received, and a lot of the fans weren't happy with it. And now I understand, like, as a lot of these games are, like, over time, they've supported the game, they've made things a lot better, apparently, but still, at this current time, even with the Fallout show, which I loved, and I'm dying for Fallout content, like, I am dying for Fallout 5, 6, whatever the fuck they want it to be, but I need a new Fallout video game. I've played 4 so much. I've thought about going back to Vegas again, but, that's again, and Fallout 76 still does not appeal to me. I know, it just doesn't. What's cool about this upcoming DLC, I think it's taking place in, I don't remember where the something, I don't know. Doesn't matter, but the only thing that I recall from that trailer was that you finally get to play as a ghoul. You can create yourself, as far as I know, as a ghoul, which is like, fuck yeah, finally. Like, I know it doesn't really make sense because you're generally always a vault dweller, but that would have worked in Vegas, right? Because you're just like a courier. That would have made 1,000,000% sense. Did that sentence make any sense? I don't know. But Vegas, if you played as a ghoul, that would have been so sick as like a late game twist. Like, you talk to the guy that shot you, and he's just like, get out of here, ghoul. And you're like, wait, what? And then you look at yourself, and you're like, you're a fucking ghoul. But anyway, Fallout 76 DLC. We'll see how that goes. I can't get hyped that much for DLC, as you're going to see, because the next 2 things are DLC stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not a big DLC guy unless it's, Elden Ring, size, caliber, Cyberpunk, like that level of largeness. Anyway, Starfield also has some DLC coming out. If you go back, you can listen to the review. I'm pretty sure I did a review on Starfield. Almost guaranteed that I did. And I didn't finish it. Didn't like it very much. I put about 50 hours into it. It was, there was some glitches in there that went a shockingly long time without being fixed. I was bored. I couldn't find that fun that people found in Starfield, which is fantastic. I'm happy for you. It's just, in 50 hours, I was just, like, done with this riding up and down the elevator simulator and going into people's offices and chatting with them, only to go to another fucking planet, go up and down elevators to talk to another person in a room, and just, like, not enough action, not enough fun for me. But there's some Starfield DLC coming out. Maybe it'll be dope. At this point, I doubt I am ever going to go back to Starfield. It just didn't do it for me, and I doubt this DLC will do it for me either. I looked at it, and it was just like, yeah, it looks like Starfield, more Starfield, and Starfield didn't do it for me. So, moving on, we have the Diablo 4 DLC, which, is I'm interested in because I'm actively playing Diablo 4 finally. It's, I'm still new to it. I haven't even beaten the main campaign of Diablo 4 just yet. I'm playing it with the homies, Kial and Jeti, and we just haven't gotten there yet. So there's DLC coming out. They're on season 4, so I'm just very behind with Diablo 4 at this point. So I'm trying to not even really engage with that DLC because I have just the normal meal of Diablo 4 just sitting there waiting for me. So I gotta finish that meal first before I can even think about DLC for Diablo 4. I can't remember if I got into the DLC for Diablo 3. Jesse, if you remember, I can't remember, dog, if we did or didn't, but we played the fuck out of Diablo 3. It's not that I don't like Diablo 4, it's just, I don't know, too much of the same experience as Diablo 3, and I don't know, I'm not craving it that badly to, like, the way that I was. Like, my first Diablo experience was Diablo 3, and I was just like, num, 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 I love this, I want more, and yeah, I don't know, I think I might still be somewhat satisfied with my Diablo 3 experience, but I'm still down to play Diablo 4, but I have a long way to go before I get to the DLC. Alright, we're getting out of the DLC stuff now. Let's talk about Mecha Breaks, which all I can tell from the trailer looks like a flying mech shooter. I don't know if it's online. It might be. If it is online, then I'm going to have probably about 2% interest in that, because, I mean, the only benefactor to a lot of these games is I can't confirm which ones, if I would feel like most of, if not all of these, are going to be coming out on Game Pass in and around day one, something like that at some point. But if these games are coming out, the online ones, if I'm going to have any chance at getting into it, it's got to be something that's dropping day one on Game Pass. I got to get in there on day one when everyone's new to it and doesn't know what they're doing. That's the only time nowadays that I find competitive online games any fun. So if I don't really know much about it, other than that, it's just not something that looks all that interesting to me. And then we got Flight Simulator 24, which is a fucking super impressive game that I've never played and probably never will play. If I had the unit and everything, if I had a flight simulator at home, bro, I don't know if I would do anything else. I might just consider retirement and just play that all day, flying around, because that would be amazing. But I don't have that. I don't have the big simulator rig here. I don't have a flight stick. I don't have a chair that moves. I don't have a little airplane built in my basement to simulate. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all that. And, I don't know. I just don't want to download it and just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something that appeals to me. Maybe one day I'll try it, but man, it's really down my interest list. If you're interested in these games, that's cool. They're super impressive. They literally have the world there, and you can just fly around. That sounds really cool, just not enough for me to download it. Let's move on. We got Life is Strange Double Exposure. I have a little bit of experience with the Life is Strange games. I've played Life is Strange, the first one, with my wife. We were playing through that, and that was at the time we were really into the Telltale games. We played through Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but we played through every single freaking Telltale game, and then we were looking for stuff outside of that, and Life is Strange came up. We liked it, but it wasn't we were looking for more Telltale stuff, so that's not what it was, but we didn't hate it. I thought it was very interesting, and I'm guessing that this is the sequel to True Colors, which True Colors came out a few years back now. It's on. I literally have it installed. It's I am so close to playing it. I'm like, ooh, I might be diving into it really soon, True Colors, but I haven't played that one yet. It's apparently a different story, True Colors, so I'm guessing this game is the sequel to True Colors. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that only makes me want to play True Colors more, because I remember when that game came out, Kind of Funny Games was all about it, especially Blessing and I think Janet were both this is one of the best games of the year. Really, really good. Yeah, it was a little bit of a weaker year. I believe that was during COVID or whatever the fuck, but I was still extremely interested in it. They sold me on that game, and I have it. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but now it's starting to pique my interest quite a bit now, because, like, I just remember how much they loved it, and they haven't let me down, those two, Blessing and Janet, with the recommendations. They put me on to, like, Chicory and others. But anyway, Life is Strange Double Exposure looks pretty freaking cool. Now we're getting into games, like, from Life is Strange down. I have, like, these are games that I have at least interest in. Like, everything from now on I would like to play. You know, add it to the list, these are things I think I might at least be interested in playing when they come out. So now we have Winter Burrow. This is a charming looking indie game where you're playing as a rat, but you're not, like, you know, like a mythical rat that can, like, use weapons by the looks of it. It's got a cool little art style. It looks like storybook kind of cardboardy looking thing. I don't know. It looks like it could be a fun little action RPG type thing. I don't know, but I like the art style of it. I like the fact that you're playing as a rat, because playing as animals is always a good time, and it looks like it could be interesting. See what other animals pop up. It's got my interest a little bit. So Winter Burrow looks kind of neat. We have Age of Mythology Retold. So this one, I don't know much at all about what the fuck is it called? Age of Mythology, but it's an RTS, a real-time strategy game. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it looked like in the trailer anyway, and that's why it's further down this list, because, oh, hey, I love that, and it kind of looked like Civilization Revolution to me. It looks like a reimagining of the PC games. You know, they kind of condense it, reimagine it onto a console format where you can get into it, and maybe I can get into new what the fuck is this game called? Mythology? I don't know. Path of Mythology? Age of Mythology. God damn. Maybe, I don't know. It looks cool. It looks colorful. I'm interested in it. So hopefully it comes out and it's good, and it comes out on Game Pass day one, because I'm always in the market for real-time strategy games. I mean, not the super duper hardcore ones. This one, again, if it's reimagined for console, that means it's going to be easier for everyone to digest, at least hopefully. So yeah, I do have a little bit of interest in Age of Mythology, though I can't understand the name of this game. Let's move on. We got Call of Duty here. So normally I have a huge history with Call of Duty. I was the diest of diehard Call of Duty kids when I grew up, from Call of Duty 4 until, I don't even know where I stopped at. Somewhere in, like, 2015, 16, 17, 18 era. Somewhere around there I dropped off of it, being a hardcore, you know, playing it online every single year. And, you know, I'll pop into them. The homie Kyle, all the way up until this year, he would buy them every year, and then this year he was like, I'm not that interested, and now they're dropping it on Game Pass day one. So that's a big deal. So now we're just like, well, fuck, we both have Game Pass. We might as well check it out when it comes out. And honestly, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Black Ops 6, my goodness, we're way out here in Black Ops 6. My goodness, it's been a crazy long time. So I'm most interested, I guess, at this point in the zombies, because from what I can tell, it looks like they're going back old school, baby, where it's like a level and it's one goal: survive as long as possible. No fucking ritual, jump and do 3 turns around this post 7 times. No, none of that shit. I just want windows with boards on it and zombies trying to come in. That's it. I want a fucking mystery box, and I just want to survive with the homies as long as possible. I don't want no rituals. I don't want no side objectives. I don't want 7 new levels to get to, a bus to get on. No, none of that. Simplify and give me all the old maps from Black Ops 1 and World at War. Give me all those maps, and I will be so happy. You don't even know how happy I would be. I would be so fucking happy. The rest of the game could be terrible, and I'll still like it a lot. I'll be like, man, that zombies mode, though. Nah. Now, I think the rest of the game actually does have some potential. They've had more time to work on the game, an extra year, I do believe, and that's going to go, hopefully, a long way, man. Like, it's... I don't have a huge hype for it. I don't have a lot of expectations for it. If it sucks, it sucks. I will move on. No, I won't even miss at a second of sleep. If Call of Duty Black Ops 6 comes out and it sucks ass and everyone's like, oh, Call of Duty. But I don't care. If it sucks, cool. I can move on. There's tons of other games to play. But it looks like the campaign might be decent. The last few have been like, they've been fine. Like, they don't offend me, but I don't remember any of them since Call of Duty 4. Legitimately don't remember a fucking thing. Okay, the airplane massacre in Modern Warfare 2, okay, that does stick out for for not the right reasons, really, but it's there. So yeah, we'll see where Black Ops 6 comes. I'm excited that it's coming out on Game Pass day one, so I'll at least try and give it a week. We'll see if I can get 2, maybe 3 weeks out of it. It's really fun. I generally fall out. I will give the online a try, more than likely. It'll be fun at the beginning when hopefully everyone's new to it and doesn't know what we're doing, and then people will ruin it, and then I'll get the hell out of there, and I'll play some zombies and try the campaign, but outside of that, my hype levels aren't immense for it, but like, I have some hopes for this Call of Duty to be one of the better ones, at least, in the last few years. So, cool. Black Ops 6. Next up, we have Wu Chang. I don't know what the hell the rest of the game is called, but Wu Chang, it looks like a third-person Souls-like game, but it's got, like, I don't know, it looks more like it's maybe taking place in China, like old-school China, could be Japan, but old-school Western area by the look of it, and it looks like it's a hard Souls-like game, but it looks really nice, and yeah, it's all going to come down to how that game feels. If it feels good, like if it comes out and it's a lower quality Souls-like game, then I'm more than likely not going to go through it. Because, like, if it's going to be a hard game and the controls are bad or something, or the mechanics suck, or the bosses are out of balance, I'm not really going to waste my time and get angry over a Souls-like game that doesn't have good design. But from the look of the trailer, it looks pretty promising, so if it comes out, sounds like, and it's good. If it's like Liza P level quality, like almost as good as a FromSoft Souls-like game, then fuck yeah, I'm going to be there for that one. But if it's janky and not up to par, then I will be skipping it. But I saw that and I was like, shit, that looks pretty tight. We'll see where that one goes. Up next, we have South of Midnight. This one looks pretty neat. Kind of a PS2 action platforming looking game. Maybe think of Kenna Bridge of Spirits on PlayStation, which I am meaning to play. I have it downloaded, but kind of looks like Xbox's answer to that, like a really fucking nice looking action platformer. Hopefully, see, the thing why I haven't played Bridge of Spirits I've had it downloaded for quite some time now, and what keeps holding me back is I keep hearing about how awfully difficult the final boss is and how awful the difficulty spike gets at certain points in the game. I'm like, oh, I really hate that kind of shit. So I'm like, could make for a fun, entertaining review if it pisses me off a little bit. But I don't know. I might have to give it a chance at some point. But this game looks similar to Kenna Bridge of Spirits, looks pretty as fuck. Let's see if they can nail it with their own PS2 action 3D platformer type of thing. But it looks really nice. Next up, we have Flintlock. It's a third-person action game. It had some cool-looking combat to it. Some unique-looking weapons, I think. I don't know. It looked kind of like a fast-paced, not necessarily Sunset Overdrive or maybe even Hi-Fi Rush style of combat, but I don't know, it looked pretty interesting, looked flashy, looked fun, looked fast, so could be a more arcadey style type of third-person action game, but yeah, looked pretty decent. Alright, up next, this one actually shot way up the list because I forgot where this one takes place. I just saw Assassin's Creed, and I was like, oh, well, here comes the next Assassin's Creed game. We'll just put that off to the side because, bro, I've been on Assassin's Creed since the first one, and I fell off the Assassin's Creed train a while back. I played Origins and put like fucking 75 hours into that, and probably, I don't think I could recall a damn thing about that game, just other than it took place in the Egyptian desert or something. There was a pyramid, maybe. I don't even know. Was there a camel? Might have been a camel there. Maybe two. But Assassin's Creed just doesn't really speak to me anymore. But this one takes place in goddamn Japan. And oh, baby, we've been waiting for this for a long time. And I haven't done a whole lot of research. Like I said, the only reason why it's up on this list is because it's taking place in Japan. And I fucking love Japan as a setting in a video game. I have not been there physically as a human yet. I would love to. You want to take me? Let's go. But it's in Japan. That's cool. It sounds like it's going more for like an action instead of stealth, which is disappointing. I want a stealthy fucking Assassin's Creed game, but for some reason they suck at being stealthy games. From what I can tell, they're just not that good. So we'll see where it goes. My hype levels are, my expectations are fairly low. We'll see how it comes out. I'm hoping that it's a shorter Assassin's Creed, which seems like they're trending towards that style now instead of here's a 9,000 hour video game with just do this, do that, just checklist stuff. Like, nah, I don't want that. I want a nice, give me a 10 to 15 hour, just awesome, focused Assassin's Creed experience in Japan, and we might have something here. So, we'll see. I'm not all that excited for it, but I hope they nail the Assassin's Creed in Japan, because people have been asking for it since, I feel like since Assassin's Creed 3, I felt disappointed. I was like, oh, damn, they didn't go Japan? And it's like, early native, late America, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see where Shadows goes, set in Japan. Let's see what happens. Next up, we have Atomfall, which looks like a survival, possibly horror game. I don't know, so it depends on how scary it's going to be. If it's like Resident Evil Dead Space level scary, I can probably hang with that, but if it's like, yo, this is Amnesia, nah, dog, I'm good. So it's got a question mark around it. It looks cool. It looks unsettling. It looks kind of scary. So yeah, we'll see where Atomfall goes. Up next, this one has my attention, and that is Mixtape. So I don't know if it's an indie game or what, but it's got a cool ass art style. It's got a cool theme, like teenagers chilling in the summer. It looks like it's got some humor to it. It looks like a story-based game. It doesn't look like gameplay is really like the thing right here. So maybe this is like a nice 3 to 5 hour, just really awesome story. Or maybe it's a little bit longer and we can get more attached to these characters because you got these young kids. Looks like a coming of age style story in the summer. Maybe, I don't know, it could take a completely different twist too. It could go like maybe a Stranger Things vibe where it's like, oh, summer, we're just having fun. And then like, dun dun dun, aliens or something. I don't know. But it looks really cool. I love that art style. It just, yeah, something about Mixtape really spoke to me in that trailer. So yeah, I got some hype for Mixtape. Looks great. Up next, we got, this one was told to me by the homie Billy. He's like, yo, check this one out. And so I did. And that was Expedition 33. I think this is I don't recognize the name of the company. I think this might be their first game. And if that's the case, this would be a hell of an achievement because it looks gorgeous. This game looks amazing. The graphics are gorgeous. Kind of a fantasy action RPG. I don't really know, but it looks wild. It almost looks like a more current Final Fantasy style, action RPG. It's not turn-based. It didn't look slow. So I don't know. It definitely piqued my interest for sure. It looks neat, and yeah, just another one to add onto the list. And we'll see when it comes out if it hits. But it looks really fucking impressive, I must say. Next up is a game I don't know a whole lot about. It's higher up on the list mostly because of the people that are making it, and that is Obsidian's Avowed. So I don't really know much about Avowed, but all I know is it's Obsidian. They made The Outer Worlds. Yes, The Outer Worlds. They are the people that worked on New Vegas Fallout games. So The Outer Worlds was a fantastic fucking side game for me to hold me over for Fallout, or when I had a Fallout craving, I tried out The Outer Worlds, and it was awesome. It's a really fucking great game. It's a little bit forgettable, it really just if you're dying for Fallout right now and you have not played The Outer Worlds, go play it, because it should most certainly at least scratch that itch, man, because I think it's a better Starfield, honestly. Like, it's a better Fallout experience in space. Now, that might be a hot take, but I would play the Outer Worlds over Starfield right now. I really enjoyed the Outer Worlds. So, they have a good track record with me. They've made a lot of games that I've enjoyed a lot. So, yeah, Avowed, it looks very different than the Outer Worlds. I don't even know if it's in first, is it? No, it is first person. Again, I don't know much about it. I looked at the trailer and I was like, okay, it didn't blow me away. It didn't piss me off. I was just like, cool, new Obsidian game. I'm there day one. If it drops on Game Pass, like, yeah, and if the reviews are good, I'm there, baby. Absolutely, I like me some Obsidian. All right, up next we have the Indiana Jones game, the Circle of Truth, or the Destiny of Circles, or I don't know. They got silly names, but it's Indiana Jones. So, I will admit, when they're showing off some of the gameplay there in the trailer, I'm a little nervous, just a little bit nervous. It could be awesome, it could be a lot of fun, but it didn't look great. Just didn't look great to me. I don't know, it's first person, you're punching with fists, it's doing the whoosh kind of deal. I don't know, it's probably going to be a lot of fun. I will say, I'm a huge Indiana Jones guy. I like the newest one that came out. I even like Crystal Skull. I thought it was a good one. My favorite one is 3. Hands down, it's not even fucking close. 2 is the worst one, and that one's not even close. That Temple of Doom is the worst. Moving on. But the game I am excited for. I hope it's awesome. I hope it's Xbox's Spider-Man. It might even be coming to PlayStation. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I hope it's a fucking great game, man. I want every one of these games to be great, amazing video games. But more than likely, there's going to be a stinker or two in here. And just the way that the gameplay looked for a hot second there, I was just like, I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced yet. It sounds like it's going to be great. But yeah, I am pretty excited for it. So I really hope that it comes out and it's good. Now we're getting to the big ones, man. Now we're getting into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. So these are like, I'm getting pretty fucking excited now for these ones. And we're going Doom, the Dark Ages. Oh my goodness, they are doing the Evil Dead thing, man. They went evil and they're in hell, and now we're going medieval. And fuck yeah, man. So I have a little bit of history with Doom. I played 2016, and I don't know, I think my hype was too high for Doom 2016. It was great, but I didn't finish it. It wasn't what I wanted necessarily. It was a little more hard than I was hoping it was going to be, a little bit more backtracking than I wanted it to be. There was just some things I wasn't in love with, but it was super fun to play. The shooting was great. The music was so fucking good, and yeah, I have not played Doom Eternal yet. I have it on the list. Hope to get to it at some point. But I must say, this one has my interest more than the other 2 Dooms so far, because it's in medieval times. It sounds super cool. It almost seems like they're going to go super goofy with it a little bit. They had the shield with the chainsaw on it or some shit. So, yeah, man, it does look pretty hype. It looks pretty awesome. You already know that the last 2 games were freaking really good, so you'd expect this one, at minimum, to be a great game, but we'll see what they do with some of these weird mechanics and the medieval setting that they're going in. It should be really freaking interesting. But Doom Dark Ages, oh man, I had heard rumors that they were going to go to a medieval setting, but not everyone was convinced with that. It's like, are they really going to do it? And it's like, yeah, they are going to do it, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Next up, we have Stalker 2. I think there's some more to that name, but Stalker 2. This game, I think, oh man, I feel like they showed this one off a long time ago, years ago now, but it's coming along, man. It's a first-person shooter. I am hoping, like, it looks like it's got post-apocalyptic things, so maybe it's gonna scratch a Fallout itch for some of us out there. Hopefully, maybe. It kind of looks like a Metro, maybe mixed with a little bit of Wolfenstein. Like, it's a first-person shooter, but I don't know what other kind of mechanics do we have, and like, what is it? I don't really know. All I know is that it looks cool, it looks pretty, it's got a cool ass setting, and yeah, I'm pretty interested in it. It looks pretty fucking good. So again, hope it comes out and it's a fuck. Up next, oh baby, this one's exciting for me, and that is State of Decay 3. Oh fuck yeah. I played the bejesus out of State of Decay 2. That was like one of the early, when I just got into Game Pass and that one dropped day one. I was so hyped for it. I was like, oh my god. And I just played that game for like 2 or 3 weeks straight. Just loved it. Even though it was janky and it didn't run all that good and the multiplayer just didn't work. Like, I tried to play it with the homie Cal and his buddy, but it was super glitchy and just not that good. And by the time it started working properly, I just played I was done. That was done. But this one so far, it looks like a good step up in terms of production. It looks like the graphics are much nicer. It looks like there's a lot more detail in like the environments and shit like that. Like, State of Decay 2 was a little, mediocre looking. It wasn't blowing anybody away with the way it looks, but this one looks a lot better. Again, I don't think it's like AAA level. I don't think it's quite there. Doesn't matter to me as long as you give me an addicting go out and hold together your base and go out searching for gas and food and water and people to save and shit like that. Give me some of that, and fuck yeah, dude. I love State of Decay, so fucking can't wait for State of Decay 3. I should be there day one. I'm hoping, anyway. And we got Metal Gear Solid 3, the remake, the remaster of it. It looks really good. It looks like a pretty, one-for-one remake. It looks pretty, what's the word I'm trying to find here? I don't know. The animations look like they did in Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, it doesn't look like they're changing it up in a different style that it, like, looks different. Like, it looks like fucking Metal Gear Solid 3 remade for modern consoles. And, dude, I love Metal Gear Solid 3. It's my favorite Metal Gear Solid in the franchise, so I'm extremely hyped for it, but I'm also going to hold it to a pretty high standard, because that's my baby right there, Metal Gear Solid 3, so, like, you better get it right. I'm excited for it. It's still quite a bit a ways away. I can't remember if they said if it is coming out 24, might be coming out 25. Regardless, I would still like to replay the original and just see how it feels and see, try and get a up-to-date look at the game and see how one-to-one they are with the remake. Whenever it comes out, man, I hope that one drops on Game Pass day one. Oh my god, I'd be so happy. That might be a stretch, though. Alright, next up we have Perfect Dark, which, okay, this one, I think we're all a little bit nervous, because, Perfect Dark, I don't know, they just haven't treated Miss Joanna Dark very well recently. I'm not even gonna... People saying that this new Joanna Dark looks like a man, that's not nice. That's not true either. She looks fine. But the game looks pretty fine too. Now, it doesn't look like it's doing anything different or anything. It looks like it's taking a lot from other games. It kind of looks like a little bit of Dishonored mixed with a little Deus Ex, mixed with a little... I don't know, there's something, maybe a little sprinkle of something missing there, but Deus Ex and Dishonored, because it's like a first person, looks like there's some stealth, looks like there's some stealth combat, there's some shooting combat, and it looks pretty good, man. Like, world-wise, it looks pretty. Yeah, man, this game has to hit, man. Like, this one, my feeling is that it's gonna be like a solid 8 out of 10. But Xbox needs this to hit like a 9, 9.5, man. They need this one to be fucking quality. And if it's as good as the Deus Ex games, like if that's what they're trying to get, those games are super underrated and awesome. If I get that, but in a Perfect Dark setting, yeah. And give me aliens. I want aliens, yeah. All right, Perfect Dark looking really fucking good, though. All right, we're down to the final 3. These games I am... legitimately getting wet for at this point now. The hype is real, and boy, let's just start with Dragon Age, the Veil Guards. So It was previously called what, the Dread Wolf or something, which, yes, it sounds super cool, and some people were upset that they're calling it the Veil Guards, but now that we understand that, like, we are the Veil Guards, and this game, I like the look of it. They went with a different look from Inquisition. It's more of a cartoony looking, more colorful, so that's fine. Some people might be turned off with it, but I think it's going to work out really well, because it looks like a game that's going to have a lot of personality, I hope, with the characters, because that's it has to, right? BioWare, you have to have good, great, amazing, meaty characters with a bunch of shit going on, right? So the combat looks pretty good. I honestly, I haven't watched the full gameplay trailer or anything. I want to hold back. I just kind of want to let it be. If it comes out and it's great, awesome. I don't want to get too crazy. I just want to hold back. So I loved Inquisition. I loved that game. It was so fucking fun. I know it's not everyone's favorite because it wasn't quite like Dragon Age Origins, which I also liked a lot. But this one looks good, man. I like the fact that it sounds like a build your team type of thing. Like, oh, we got this crazy mission, and I got to go out and get these homies. I need a archer, I need a thief, I need a big brawny bitch, and shit like that. It sounds very similar to Mass Effect 2. And hey, that's one of the greatest blueprints for a video game I have ever played. So if you're taking some elements from that game, sounds good to me, BioWare. I need a win out of you guys. You guys need a win out of you guys. This game, it's got people hyped. It looks fucking good. So I hope it's good, man. This one I'm really, really, really pushing for. Dragon Age, the Veil Guards. All right, we're down to the final two. We got Fable. I love Fable, and the fact that it is Playground Games that now are in control of Fable. Playground Games, they make the Forza Horizon, they make Forza Motorsport. Quality video games, and a company I'm a big fan of. And now they have one of my, in terms of the Xbox IPs, the Xbox exclusives, Fable's one of my favorites of all time. I might even like it more than Halo. Gears of War, maybe not. But Fable, oh my god. Fable 1 and 2? I love those games so much. Oh my god. I didn't do 3. Didn't touch 3. Just didn't want to do it. Didn't do it. Haven't done it yet. Don't know if it will. But 1 and 2, all time for me. Fucking love it. And that trailer, oh, I'm excited. It looks good. It looks like they're gonna go in with the humor, because that's one of my favorite things about Fable is their weird little dry humor, their British humor. And dude, I hope this. Oh, and I'm excited for Playground Games. Like, they have been making fucking awesome racing games forever, and now they're just like, here, do a big action RPG, and they're probably just like, yeah, that sounds like a fun challenge. And I hope they nail it, man. It may not be perfect, but I hope it's just really fun, and maybe it might have a little quirk here and there that's not quite perfect. It might not run perfectly or something, but man, I hope this one's good. Oh, I need my Fable back. I love Fable. And there's only one game left, and that is Gears of War E-Day. Damn, son. Fuck yeah. Okay, so it's not Gears of War 6. I think I'm more excited that it's not Gears of War 6 and we're getting E-Day, because holy shit. Finally, we get to be there on the ground when the fucking emergence holes opened up. And we are young Marcus Phoenix and Dom, and hopefully Anya will be there, because Anya, I love saying Anya, looks great. I don't even care. The trailer with the Mad World music, oh my god. I think this one's going to be, like, awesome. I am very, very excited for E-Day. This was the only game that I went and ran and told my wife about, because she loves Gears of War as well, and she's been clamoring for, like, a while now. She's like, is Gears 6 coming soon, or, like, what are they doing? I'm like, I know, it has been a minute, but I think it's coming soon, and bam, we got the announcement for Gears of War E-Day. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. That one I'm hyped for. I hope that one should be coming out day one, right? All the other Gears have, so Yeah, that's all the games that were announced at the what you call it, the Xbox showcase. I'm only going to shout out one other game just because I'm very, very excited for it personally. I know not everybody loves it, but Civilization 7 got announced, and I'm like, fuck yeah. I love Civilization. I still need to play more of 6. I've only gotten, really only scratched the surface of 6, only played 12 hours or something. So yeah, there's a lot more left on that bone to play before I get to 7, but hell yeah, man. That was a fun, exciting announcement. I know people were like, aw, I think they wanted something else, but yo, us Civ fans, fuck yeah, am I right? Fuck yeah, Civilization 7, that bitch is on its way. So, that's all the games that they were announcing at that showcase. It was really good, man. I didn't watch the whole entire showcase, fucking front to back and watch the whole thing. I watched, a condensed version of all the trailers. It was a 20-minute video, so I watched all that, and I listened to Kind of Funny's review and breakdown of the whole entire thing. So, I'm not gonna score the conference, but, this is a really awesome looking list of video games right here, and a lot of these I am hyped for. Legitimate hype for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. I personally am yeah, dude, I have full intentions to play these games at one point or another, and add another 5 of those that are if they're good, if they're really good, I will put Life is Strange in there as well. Add that in there. That should be higher up on my list, in fact. That should be way higher up. My bad, Life is Strange fans. But that's my list, y'all. So that's the one I'm most excited for. Gears of War, Fable, Dragon Age, Perfect Dark, Metal Gear Solid 3, State of Decay 3. So let me know your top 5, top 10, whole entire list. Doesn't matter. Let me know what games at the Xbox Showcase you're the most excited for. Oh, baby, that was a pretty damn good one right there. I hope we get big responses from Sony and Nintendo. Let's see what they're packing. Nintendo, we're getting to the end of the Switch, so there might not be a lot of, Switch games, but hopefully we get some more information on the Switch 2, and when that's coming out, and what the fuck are we going to be playing on that thing day one. But that's a story for a different day. So thank you everybody so much for listening. Let me know what you thought of the Xbox Showcase, and should I do another episode like this on the other. There was SGF that happened and the Ubisoft one that happened. I could talk about those as well. So just let me know if you want me to talk about them. I can watch some of the trailers that went down. At this point, I don't know what happened with those. I was just focused on XBX, and that's what we did. So, thank you again so much for listening. You guys are so friggin' awesome. We are crushing it again this month with the podcast. So, new and old listeners, thank you so much for listening. You want to be the most awesome of awesomeness, hit the like button, review the podcast, let me know, be honest. If there's something you don't like, let me know. I'll try and fix it, and stuff like that. All right, so what else do we got going on with the podcast this week? We had the Hockey Cast breaking down the first 2 Stanley Cup games that have gone down currently. So the next week we'll talk about the rest of the games and what other news happens around the NHL. The WrestleCast, I think there is a pay-per-view this weekend, so if there is, there'll be a pay-per-view review for that. Probably be a little later in the week, maybe Tuesday, and then the regular wrestling recap, hoping to get that out on Monday. So be on the lookout for those. And yeah, for the next GamerCast, let me know if you want the rest of the showcases broken down, and we'll talk about those games. Or I'm ready to do Pokemon Stadium 2 whenever y'all are ready. So that one's there in the books as well. And speaking of Animal Well as well. Say well again, idiot. Well, yeah, we'll see. There might be a review for Animal Well also. So stay sticking around with the GX Plus cast. I upload all of these episodes over on YouTube. The Gamer GX Videos YouTube channel, link is in the description. You can go over there, subscribe. A great place to drop a comment on the videos. And if you want to have a question answered live, leave a comment on the video. Ask your question, anything about video games, wrestling, hockey, doesn't really matter, but, be nice, and I'd love to answer your question live on the podcast. Be a lot of fun. There's a Twitter page where I put up announcements and let you know when the podcasts are out and all that great stuff. And there's an email address there as well. If you would like to have a private conversation or anything like that, my door is open for y'all. So there you go. Thank you so much for listening to the GX Plus cast, and we'll be back with some more GX Plus cast. Yeah.